So, what's your favorite role-playing system? Let me guess. VATS? Pfft, that's so 2281. Personally, I like to manage my explorations and dungeon crawlings on an old operating system that looks like it could have answered a strong bad email. Kingsway is a game played in pop-ups, folders, and loading bars. You have a window for your bag, your map, your status, and even a log of actions. You have to arrange windows just right so you can chug a potion before a skeleton kills you, or check how much juice is left in your magic bar. There's even emails that match the old-timey spam, like skeletons in your area, and you won't believe this potion. There's even a really antiquated online shopping cart that makes you click to a checkout screen. I mean, can you even imagine? But the best part of Kingsway is that a game purposely breaking immersion into a fantasy world is so engaging. The game's apparent simplicity is a full-on roguelike trap. You pick from several different classes ranging from, I'm average at everything, to, I've got a lot of weird stuff going on. In my first playthrough, in my first 5 playthroughs, I tried rolling as a mage. I usually pick mage-like characters in modern RPG games because they become a lot more forgiving over the years. In Dragon Age, you can put 3 other people in front of you while you run around shooting lightning bolts. In Skyrim, you can raise 3 skeletons, turn yourself invisible, and cackle while the goons attack your undead army. Here I thought that the days of the mage glass cannon were gone, but here comes Kingsway with a mage class that shatters the second a zombie takes a swipe at him. And in this game, when you die, you have to start over. Of course, you can get perks like burying your dead and take one of their super good items, or using gems to buy health upgrades before you start, but these only slightly aid your descent into ye olde operating system. Fed up with my piles of dead mage bodies, I swung the other way as hard as I could, going straight for Adventurer, who is meant to either be a blank slate or a completely average dude. And mine died before I turned level 5. I was having a role-playing identity crisis. In the end, I found that the odd Beastkin class, which mixes combat and tricky magic, played to my strengths really well. Soon, I was making my way east, exploring dungeons, chugging potions, and impressing peasants along the way. And I think that's what this game wants from you. Very few games with brick walls for learning curves appeal to me, but while you will die a bunch of times early on in this game, once you get over that wall, you feel like a true adventurer. Like all difficult games, you feel as though you have earned your levels. Sure enough, it's hard to get used to managing all your windows, knowing when to bail from situations, making sure you have the right skills and items, and learning how to do well in weird combat mechanics. By the way, the enemies in this game just don't load towards an attack. Some actually throw pop-ups at you that you need to close quickly, others will bounce down to your taskbar, and still others will start closing all your other windows that are open. But if you stick with this game, it rewards you with cool items, fun dungeons, and interesting bosses. The story itself is as basic as it comes. You need to travel east and light 3 beacons on the way so that you can visit the king. It took me hours of game before I even lit the first beacon, which was well guarded by a monster I was pretty sure I couldn't defeat. But I did. And teaching yourself to do well in battle and then seeing it pay off is so rewarding. In my first playthrough, I spent a lot of time healing up at the inn by taking a pretty cheap 8 gold sleep anytime I had a boo-boo. Apparently, Kingsway knew weenies like me existed, so they added an evil darkness mechanic to the game. As time passes, a darkness falls over your procedurally generated kingdom. The monsters are difficult to beat at a low level, so lazying about is not an option. This means you need to use the inn only when you're sure you're ahead of the darkness and you don't feel like spending money on potions. And sometimes the game doesn't even give you the option to buy potions. Once I forgot the last place I saw a health potion vendor in town, so I carefully trudged my way around the kingdom until I found one, and he was only selling a single measly tiny potion, and I died shortly after. The game instead rewards you for going into dungeons, beating baddies, and exploring as much as you can, as fast as you can. The best gear and potions were found in dungeons that I barely escaped out of, and the stuff I found in there let me breeze through a few more levels. But then the monsters got harder, the towns got farther away, and my equipment was getting a little rusty. All of that makes the game sound stressful. The frantic pop-ups, the high-level monsters, the maze-like dungeons, the darkness nipping at your heels. But for me, it was actually weirdly zen. Something about playing on this simplistic operating system from my youth made me feel at home. The game didn't have to go beyond this nostalgic gimmick with its interesting combat and fun leveling up system, but it did. There's even a morality bar that affects how people in the game treat you and how much power you can acquire. So for a tiny indie game, it rewards practice, patience, and the ability to organize your windows efficiently. But most importantly, it tells you what kind of role player you are when you can't take the easy way out.